the prayers of the saints, and have been greatly encouraged, and just are so glad this morning to be able to faithfully serve the Lord. And you know, this is the highlight, no doubt, of what we do when these ladies and these guys today, in particular, when the ladies graduate. Amen. I will say this because I don't know if I'll comment on this again, but we have been working closely with the fire marshals, and they are working with us very much to help us get into compliance and keep everybody safe. They're really doing all they can in this situation, and we're grateful for that. And I've got quite an education on codes and everything. It's been quite an eye-opener. And at this point, I am fairly convinced that in the beginning, when we started after Katrina, and we began to house the women, that and I didn't know at that time what I know now, but if we would have went to the authorities and asked to do what we did in the Sunday school rooms, they would have not let us do it. I don't think there's any way we would have ever, and I'm not saying that it wasn't possible, but it would have probably cost us way more than we would have even considered. We would have been so discouraged at what it would have taken to comply with all of the regulations at that time. And therefore, how many ladies have we graduated, Sister Tony, today? 120. 120 that I know, I'm reasonably sure that of that 120 that graduated, many of them would be dead today. Too many of you have told me, Brother Jim, everybody I did drugs with, 8 months or 9 months into the program, everybody I did drugs with is dead. They OD. Some of you, 7 or 8 of your best friends. You're the only one left. And it's because of that I surmise that many of these women would not be alive today because of drugs and alcohol. So when you ask the pastor to weigh this, we haven't lost one to a fire. We haven't even had a serious injury. And believe me, these knuckleheads that I work with, they are a candidate for a serious injury 24/7. But yet, in all of that, we've never, I mean, in the midst of all of this, OSHA, I don't know if y'all know who OSHA is, but OSHA walks into the office this week. Come on in. Used to that have bothered me, but I said, they got to shut down here. There ain't nothing really you can do. He said, we got a report that last week you had someone that lost their finger. Their finger was amputated. I said, you did? I said, hold on just a second. Jacob, Aaron, did anybody lose their finger last week that I don't know about? No. So what we traced it down with was one of our guys had picked up a picture frame last week, some glass, and he had scraped the top of his finger. And the reason I know that, he came to me and I gave him a Band-Aid. And we put the Band-Aid on his finger, and he went back to work. So I said, man, the only one we got that's even close. And he had the day, Tuesday. This is the day that it happened. I said, all right, that was the day he got his finger scratched. I said, he's in Canton, Texas right now. I said, I'll call him, get him on the phone. Called him, got him on the phone. The guy, he does all of his name, all that, birthday, the whole thing, asking all kind of personal questions. I know you got to be freaking out on the other end. What in the world is going on? You got OSHA on the phone with him, okay? So tell me what happened. Well, I picked up some picture frame glass and I scraped my finger. You didn't have to go to the hospital or anything? No, sir. I got a Band-Aid. This guy, he writes his report and he says, can you give me a minute? I need to go make a call. So he goes and he makes a call and he comes back in and he says, I think I'm done here. And I said, well, hold on before you leave. I got a few questions for you. I said, I want to know what it takes to make sure we are in compliance here, with OSHA. I don't know that much about OSHA. I want you, although that's the third time they'd been there because somebody had made accusations on us. So that was my third time to deal with OSHA. So he gave me a few little basic things and I said, and I kept questioning. He said, man, I really got to go. He said, I got to get out of here. So OSHA run off. They actually ran off. And I'm trying to figure out what we got to do to stay in compliance with them. I'm saying, what's up? And I don't even know how I got to that story other than we have not lost one. I don't know of a serious injury in the whole time to a fire or any of that. And we know that we have saved hundreds of lives of what we were doing. And there would have never been a better time in the 10 years that we've been doing this for us to bring everything into compliance with everybody that wants to take a shot at us now. From OSHA to, I don't even want to mention their names. There's about 20 acronyms I can tell you right now. I've been educated. And I'm not going to put them out there any further, but this is the time. This is the time. And the enemy is fixing to have a force to reckon with when I know all of this. Because all that's happening is, at this point, the lid's coming off. I know what we got to do to build another cabin. I know what we got to do to build another dorm. I know what we got to do to put in another shop box. I know what we got to do all of that. And before, I didn't know. You were always concerned, well, if we do this, are they going to come in and say, you can't do that, or you can't do that? We know now. that is no more our concern. And at this point, we are full steam ahead. And I know I hear some of the negative comments that some of y'all have got. But from my point of view, when I go into Walmart, when I go out to public, when somebody calls me on the phone, it's Jim, how you doing? I heard, I saw you on TV. How you doing? I said, man, things are great. It's a blessing. Man, I knew it would be. I knew it. Y'all gonna do it. And everything that I'm getting is positive. Nobody has been negative to me. They've all been positive. They've all been uplifting. They've all encouraged me. And I know we've got some different reports from others, but that's not what I'm hearing. That's not what we're hearing from probation and parole. That's not what we're hearing from the sheriff's office. That's not what we're hearing from our local fire chief. All of those things, it's all of these people from the local sheriff this week that encouraged me, from our local fire chief this week that encouraged me, from OSHA who run out the door who encouraged me. And that's what we are receiving, or what I'm receiving is just encouragement. So I am very much at peace that God is in all of this, guiding us, working us through it, is going to put us in a position where we can grow this program like we've never been able to grow it before. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. This morning, there's been, when I just think back of all the things and how God